Hello, my fellow community aces, and welcome to the second episode of Know Your Cards. After, well, admittedly, taking a little break from YouTube, I'm back and willing to serve. Today's card is the Flaming Psychopath, the Rainblower, the Axe-swinging Maniac, the Pyro. Though I'm sure many of you already know the basics of this class, and are probably already experienced Team Fortress 2 players, I'm still going to set the status quo that is the Pyro's stock weaponry, just in order to have something to compare it with when I'm going over the unlockables later on. So let's head over to the stats and strats for the first stock weapon, the flamethrower. While I do know that the Rainblower is, technically speaking, a direct upgrade to the flamethrower because of its ability to taunt kill. Whoops, wrong clip. Sorry. There we go, that's the one. While I do know that, I'm still only gonna go over the strats and stats for general gameplay. I will not include taunt kills, as they are often game breakers, because you're using them in situations where you don't really want to be in if you play properly anyway. So I hope you're fine with that. But now that that's done, let's hop over to the stats and strats for the flamethrower. Enjoy! Alright, Chapter 1, Card 1, the flamethrower. Now, the stock flamethrower of the Pyro has a very limited range and thus is basically like an upgrade to a melee weapon. It deals from anywhere from 5 to 7 damage per particle, and has around 150 damage per second, hitting with all the particles. It's got a 3 hit points per 0.5 seconds afterburn for 10 seconds, which equals a total of 60 damage coming from afterburn if all of the afterburn hits, and it's critting for 3 times the base damage, which is gonna be around 460 damage per second. Mini crits do 1.35 times the base damage, which means you're going to have around 9 damage per particle. All of you know the flamethrowers can air blast, costing them 20 ammo per air blast. An air blast can reflect rockets, an air blast can extinguish your allies, and heals yourself by 20 health if you extinguish an ally. It can also push enemies back and off a cliff, and by using it that way, you can actually fight against a Uber medic method. Anyways, I guess that's about all I've got to say about the flamethrower stats, so I'm just going to throw them all in here again, so you can just read them off if needed. Now let's start with the strat discussion for the first weapon, which will be the flamethrower. As some of you might know, I'm a spy main, not a pyro main. That is why I think that talking about it alone is gonna make my statements a bit illegit maybe, so I'm going to get myself a second opinion by Quangohut, who is an awesomely good pyro main. Welcome in this episode of Know Your Cards.
Hello, I'm Quangohut. You'll know me. I'm pretty certain you do.
Alright, so first of all, the flamethrower. As I've already said before, the flamethrower does from 5 to 7 damage per hitting particle, which gives it a pretty high damage output per second. It does, it on air blast can push enemies back, can reflect projectiles, it can extinguish allies, and that way also heal the Pyro. So, where would you personally put the stock flamethrower in the overall concept for the Pyro? Is it more of an offense weapon or a defense weapon?
Right, okay. I have no idea what to say here. Where I'd place it, I would place it. It's got the balance of the two. If you think, it has the high DPS at a close range. You hold it down for a second with a player getting hit by every single particle, and if they're a low HP class, so anywhere between 125 HP to 150 HP, they're dead in that 1 second, which is extremely powerful. It's just getting someone in that range and someone going that close to a Pyro is, that's probably not a good plan. But then you have the other part of it. It has absolutely no range. The flamethrower has absolutely, well, I say no range, it's like long range. It has medium to close range, and even medium is debatable. So it kind of makes up for that with the compression blasting and the reflex. And being able to reflex a projectile puts it into keeps it in the aggressive and quite the offensive, but it also brings up this brilliant defensive part that the Pyro can play, such as sentry gun being shot at by rockets, reflect them back. Defend the sentry gun allows the engineer to heal it up a little bit more. Anything else? I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can say.
Right, what common mistakes do you see on people using the flamethrower, and what would you consider the best way to, the best to-go strategies for the weapon?
Biggest mistake? I think before Tough Break, I would have to say it was just the lack of Pyro's air blasting. Even though it's just extinguishing a teammate, it was the lack of people understanding that Mouse 2 existed. Or secondary fire, because not everyone has Mouse 2 as their secondary fire. But yeah, it's the lack of understanding that, hey, this is what air blast can do. It's not just for skilled players, but seriously, just press Mouse 2, extinguish the player. Now you have incentive to do it. Now you have incentive to press Mouse 2, because you get health back if you extinguish your player. But biggest mistakes, it's just not extinguishing a teammate. If you haven't got ammo, that's fine. But if you've got full ammo and you see someone burning, can't extinguish them, please, because it's more often than not you'll be the burning player, and you see a Pyro and you're like, please air blast me. No, he doesn't. He's not going to extinguish you because I don't know, Pyro doesn't know how to play the game. But that's all I can say is it's new Pyros which make the mistakes. It's only mistakes are made later on is when you're trying to do air blasting and you either get the timing wrong, or you just don't expect the rocket to come around the corner, or it's a direct hit right in front of you. It's almost impossible to do that.
How would you personally go about getting enemies into that range, and what would you do if you can't get enemies into your desired range?
So to get enemies in range, you kind of have to bait them with other players. You have to make someone think, oh, look, I'll go for this player, and you just jump out of them. Pyro is a great flanking class. Let's think of a scenario, upward, the first house bit. You've got a heavy down defending on the tracks, you're a Pyro sitting up the top, and then you have a scout going to meat shot range of the heavy. You can jump down onto that scout, hold down mouse 1 while the heavy is shooting him, and he will die instantly. Pretty much instantly. If he gets a shot off on the heavy, well, he's probably got a medic healing him. That's why he's that kind of far out. He's standing there. But I don't know. Well, that's how I get someone in my range. Is literally baiting them with another class, or just hope they're not paying attention. I can get towards them and just move towards them, press W, and do the fabled old hated WM1, because it's really effective. Just don't do it all the time, because that's really stupid and annoying, and people will catch on very quickly. Nothing else I can say about that. So what was the second part of the question? I've forgotten. What was the second part of the question? Could you repeat that, please, Ben?
What would you do if what would you do if you can't get enemies into that desired range?
I can't get enemies in that desired range. Probably fall back to a place where I can heal up, because chances are I've been chasing someone and realised, no, I'm not going to be able to heal them, kill them, so I might as well heal up, try again in a bit. Or if I'm using, I know this is the flamethrower one, but if I'm using the flare gun, well, I can try and get a long range shot off on them. Like, that's quite a good method. Or even just with a shotgun, try and fire a few rounds.
Basically, just switch to your secondary weapon.
Yeah, secondary is extremely powerful in Pyro. You just need to know when and how to use it.
Alright,
but this is the flamethrower and not the secondary.
Exactly, so more on that. But now that you mention it, let's just continue right away with the secondary stats. Today, it's the stock secondary, the shotgun. Alright, now going over the stats of the shotgun. It deals 90 damage on point blank range, and on mid range it deals 6 damage per bullet, with an average of 6 hits. On high range it deals only 3 damage per hit. You're not really gonna hit more than 1 bullet, I'm sorry, but that's how it is. On a crit it deals 18 damage per bullet, and on a mini crit it deals 8 damage per bullet, which gives it 121 damage on point blank range. It's got an attack speed of 0.625 seconds between shots, and it reloads after 1 second for the first bullet, and for more than 1 bullet it reloads after 0.5 seconds after the first bullet. It's got a fixed weapon spread. That means the 1 bullet is always at the center of your crosshair, meaning you'll always at least hit 1 bullet with a well-placed shot. Right, that all being said, let's hop back over to the stats discussion after putting the stats in here again.
So...
Alright, so, now, strat discussion for the shotgun. Now today on the Pyro. On the Pyro, I mean the shotgun, we're obviously gonna talk about for other classes as well, but today it's gonna be on the Pyro, how you use it properly on the Pyro, what strats you would deploy on the Pyro, and basically that. So thanks again for helping me out with the weapon stats, Quango. So right off the bat, how and when would you deploy the shotgun, and where do you see its strengths?
How would I deploy the shotgun? Depends. I think it very much depends on situation. If I'm on a long range map, chances are I won't use the shotgun. If I can get some good shots over distance, it's the flare gun. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the shotgun. So shotgun is very useful for close to mid range. It fits with the whole kind of Pyro system of the flamethrower is close range, the shotgun is close range. You use it in conjunction with the flamethrower's air blast to push someone up in the air, hope they don't strafe out of it, pull out the shotgun in time and shoot them. That's a very high damage. That's about 60 to 80 damage 60 to 90 damage in a single shot at close range. And if they live through that, then you can get a couple of pot shots off. And that might finish them off, or you might have to rely on a teammate to do it. But then again, someone running back to spawn is someone who can't engage in the fight. So, shotgun. Yeah.
Alright. The shotgun has 6 shells. How would you go about, because of that you're gonna have to watch a bit more how you aim. Would you rather be alright, focus all your shots on that one enemy, or sometimes it's better to spread them around enemies and while retreating, just so you have more enemies that are hit?
The way I see this is go by the amount of health that a class has. If I'm in kind of this 1v1 situation with a scout, I'll hope to get about 3 shots off, and if I kill about 3 shots, it's probably a case if I'm missing, I should stop and move back before I end up running out of bullets. If I'm against a medium HP class, something like the medic or the Burner Man, go for a good 4 shots. You want to make sure you can kill. You want to make sure you can kill the medic, and the demo man. You don't want him engaging in the fight any further. Similarly with soldier, you've got a full HP soldier. It is surprising to find. Like, it either means you spawn camp them somehow, and they've just walked out of spawn, or they've just not used their rocket launcher to jump around or anything.
Yeah, they're usually around 180 to 150 health, right?
Yeah, I never expect a soldier to be on full HP. I've never had that. Unless, of course, if they're being healed by, unless, of course, they're a pocket soldier, then I expect them to be over that much HP, but then I don't want to engage them in close combat because I can't kill a soldier who's being overhealed. Or at least I personally can't. There are people who can, but I wouldn't recommend it. I'm trying to think some other things. And I say with the heavy is trying to load the whole clip onto him, and if you can, hit him with melee if he doesn't die, because heavy is important to kill. I always find that, because heavy is Pyro's greatest weakness. So if you can kill it as a Pyro, then good on you. Keep doing it. I mean, don't unless, of course, you're on really low HP. I'm very wary around heavies.
Alright.
That's what I can recommend.
Alright, now that we're done with the shotgun as well, thanks again for the help, we're gonna hop over to the stats of the third weapon today, which is gonna be the stock melee weapon, the fire axe. Alright, now the stats for the fire axe are as follows. The fire axe on hit deals 65 damage. It's got, as it's a melee, unlimited ammo, it's always loaded. It's just your bronze. It crits for 195 damage and it mini crits for 88 damage. It attacks after every 0.8 seconds. And this is just the old reliable stock melee weapon, nothing special about it. Now that we're done with that, let's hop over to the strats discussion with Quango. Alright Quango, fire axe. Quango, what would you consider any good reason to use the normal fire axe?
You've just joined the game, you've got no melee weapons for Pyro. I'm being perfectly honest here, I can't find a reason for its use. It's the most balanced weapon it's the most balanced melee weapon Pyro has. Coinciding with, of course, the Lolly Shop, which is just a reskin of the fire axe. But, in a lot of respects, it doesn't have many uses. You use it if you're in a pinch, like, if your flamethrower is somehow out of ammo, your shotgun has run out of shells, this is your last resort. If you're using this, you're probably going to die and you want to try and take someone down with you, or at least bring them down to really low HP.
Yeah, because after all, the flamethrower deals more damage per second in exactly the same range, and it's easier to hit with it than with the melee.
Yeah, it has very few uses. I mean, unless, of course, you want that cool achievement called Freezer Burn, just pull out the fire, kill someone with the fire axe, and just taunt an achievement gain. That's the only use for it. You do not have any weapon for the Pyro, so I don't know.
Alright.
I say I cannot find the use for it. It's very stupid. I should have come here prepared, but I can't describe any uses for it whatsoever.
Well, I do guess that's exactly it then, like, because hopefully some people will take your advice on it, like, don't use the fire axe, just because of that. The flamethrower deals more damage than the fire axe, it has more utility uses as well. It can hit more enemies at once. All you have is heightened crit chance, but that's just gambling. Like, The fire axe is really only a gamble that cripples you.
If you're playing comp, you're not even going to have crits enabled. You're not even going to have random crits enabled. So it hasn't got use. Like, as you are, in some respects, I still find the third degree a direct upgrade from the fire axe because of its ability to hit that target, damage the medic.
Right.
Because that's 2 targets you're damaging.
Yeah.
The fire axe can only do damage to 1 target.
Yeah, but even there.
There you go.
Yeah, but today it's stock loadout. Alright, so I guess that's it. Strats and stats for all of the Pyro stock loadout. We've set the status quo, and that's why today's ace was the Pyro. With the community ace Quangohat helping me out. Thanks again for joining me in.
That's alright. I like to do your service.
Right, if you guys get any ideas for what we've missed, what else you want to talk about stock weaponry, what questions you still have, if there's anything of the like, just drop it into the comments and I'll happily reply when I can. Well, I'm obviously gonna be able to, so just drop the question into the comments. Hit a like if you did, subscribe for more. Subscribe if you like Quango as well.
Yay!
And always
I'm British.
Exactly. And always stay the ace up your team's sleeve. Have a nice day. Bye.